Well, to discuss this story, I'm joined live from Paris by RT's financial muckraker, Max Kaiser, of course, the host of RT's Kaiser Report. Max, good to see you there. Now, that report in the Financial Times suggests that the bankers were quite happy to invest Gaddafi's money. Does that come as a surprise to you that these huge banks were dealing with Gaddafi?
Well, what I'm hearing is that Frédéric Oudéa, the CEO of Société Générale, Lloyd Blankfein, CEO of Goldman Sachs, and Tony Blair have all been marked for death by Libyan assassins as a campaign to rectify what Libya perceives as a blatant disregard for their sovereign wealth fund. And Libya is experiencing what many people in America and around the world are experiencing, financial rape by bankers, whether it's Dominic Strauss-Kahn or with the IMF, or whether it's Lloyd Blankfein, or whether it's Frédéric Oudéa. Everyone's getting financially raped by these bankers, and we can only guess as to what the outcome might be. Of course, this all goes back to 2004 when Tony Blair was in Libya and doing deals with Muammar Gaddafi. Even at that time, my understanding is that he was setting banks up in the West to swoop in and start to pick apart the sovereign wealth fund. And of course, when Tony Blair left number 10 Downing Street, he took a position with J.P. Morgan. He went right to J.P. Morgan and he started setting Libya up for these deals immediately, and they just was throwing blood to the sharks. So Goldman Sachs swooped in, Société Générale swooped in, and now they've all been marked for death from what I understand.
Okay, Max, but Libya clearly lost a lot of money here. Can you explain what went wrong for Libya, or in the light of what you've just said, what went right for the banks? What happened?
Well, the banks are financial terrorists, and the way that they conduct their operations, whether it's subprime lending markets that they fraudulently induce. You know, Goldman Sachs is now being investigated again for more fraud, more accounting fraud, more criminality. Lloyd Blankfein wants to be brought before Congress to be questioned again for potential perjury. You know, everything that they touch, they turn to some kind of act of larceny or accounting fraud, and this is how they pay themselves $140 billion in bonuses at the end of the year in an economy that's collapsing, as jobs are disappearing, as the food stamp program increases. By the way, food stamps are the invention and creation and administration of J.P. Morgan. So they make money out of creating and running ghettos. They make money out of financial terrorism. When these markets crash, they make billions. Hank Paulson and his crew made billions on the bailout in 2008. This is the way you conduct financial terrorism. And all the money that Obama has been spending to fight so-called terrorism elsewhere in the world, he would do the world a great big favor by going down to Wall Street, arresting the financial terrorists, and throwing them in Guantanamo Bay and having them tortured, of course, because of their crimes against humanity.
A little earlier, you were saying that many Libyans will want the heads of certain people on a block, the likes of Blair and, of course, these bank executives. But could Libya get their money back, or could the banks actually refuse to pay what they've lost?
Well, the banks have at their disposal, for example, right now, in the United States, there is talk about the debt ceiling. And they want to raise the debt ceiling, and people in America don't want to raise the debt ceiling. So what Wall Street is telling Washington and the American people, either you raise the debt ceiling or we're going to crash the stock market, because they use weapons of mass financial destruction. So they use markets as a weapon. And this is what they're telling people in America right now. Give us more debt so that we can finance more speculative bets. We can go into more foreign countries. We can load up more countries in debt. And, of course, that'll force those countries to put their folks into austerity like we're seeing in Greece. Again, Lloyd Blankfein, CEO of Goldman Sachs, and John Paulson, hedge fund manager, were in Greece 2 years before the recent austerity measures, plotting the takedown of Greece and the carve-up of those assets. Again, who in the world has the balls to take these bankers down to the chopping block and frickin' get rid of them like they did back 200 years ago? That's the only solution.
All right, Max, just quickly, in the light of what's happening in Libya, what next? Will we see, once it all settles in Libya, whatever the outcome of the current problems there, will we see all those banks then capitalizing on a broken country and getting their money back due to all the resources that are there? I mean, what happens next? Will we see those banks jumping on the bandwagon in Libya later?
Well, right now they're focusing on destroying Greece. They're focusing on destroying Ireland. They've already got multi-$100 billion negative bets on these countries, and there's, to make billions of dollars. The Moody's, S&P, and Fitch are in bed with these people. They downgrade the debt. And they're all working together. They're all working as a team. It's collusion. It's a racket. It's racketeering. So, yeah, the banks will continue to rape and pillage like a Dominic Strauss-Kahn who performs financial rape as his daily gist. That's what if it wasn't for financial rape, we'd never have a Dominic Strauss-Kahn. If you look up financial rape in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of Dominic Strauss-Kahn. That's what he was born to do. He was groomed to be a financial rapist, and he's brilliant at it, and so is Lloyd Blankfein, so is Jamie Dimon, and so is Sokchen, and so are these other bankers. Who's going to stop them? Who's going to stop them?
Right, well, what is the answer to that? Who will stop them? Is the law a soft touch? What are the international regulations? You're getting very passionate about this. Answer your own question. Who could actually stop them doing what you say they're doing?
I believe it was Rousseau who said, when the social contract is broken, the people must revolt. It's up to the people. Revolt now or be a debt slave.
All right, Max, thanks very much indeed. Persuasive response there, an argument from Max Kaiser live from Paris. Good to hear you once again. And of course, Max will be back again with the Kaiser Report here on RT. Thanks a lot, Max.